To be honest, I think the Spanish people speak very fast.
I have a problem with like the quickness of how the language is.
It's complicated to get like all the expressions.
What advice would you give to someone who is just starting to learn Spanish?
Learning a new language might be difficult, but today we're gonna find out how hard is it for foreigners to learn Spanish. Let's go!
How long have you been here in Spain?
I've been living here for almost 10 years in Madrid now.
I've been living in Spain for 6 years, 3 years in Madrid and 2.5 in Gran Canaria.
And do you like it?
Yes, we love it. That's why we're here, I think.
So I've been studying Spanish like since high school, but very bad in high school. Like it was really a bad level of Spanish. So I think more it started this year, like more serious Spanish.
I'm in Spain since September.
And have you learned any Spanish?
Yes, yeah, I've learned some basic.
And for how long will you stay?
Till the end of the month, like the 26th.
From all those countries, why did you decide to come here to Spain to study Spanish?
Well, in my case, I was on Erasmus before in Toledo.
Okay.
And this is how I learned about Spain and the Spanish culture. And then I went back to Austria and then I came back in the end. And yeah, just wanted to be here for a few months and now I'm here after almost 10 years.
For me it was a bit different. After my studies I wanted to live abroad and then I decided to move to Argentina. I spent 1 year there and then I headed back to Germany and I realized I really want to live somewhere where I can speak Spanish, and that's when I tried Madrid, and that's how I ended up here, and I'm still staying here because I like it so much.
Because of all the history and all the architecture and all the things to do here, all the excursions and things to see.
I agree, all the cities are very beautiful, so I was very interested.
Arquitectura muy bonita.
What would you say is the hardest thing about learning Spanish? I mean, your biggest struggle?
I think personally is my timidity and shy.
Okay.
I'm really shy. So I think like speaking with other young people is hard because I was being told that I was very formal in Spanish. So it's complicated to get like all the expressions and stuff. So
The
yeah.
slangs and so on.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the tricky part when you speak French is that lots of words are similar. So I have the habit of kind of just putting an O on an A or just kind of mixing the both language.
I have a problem with like the quickness of how the language is.
Yeah, the speed can be a little bit confusing at times, but I mean, you kind of get used to it.
To be honest, I think the Spanish people speak very fast. And I think also you have a very determined way of joking. Like sometimes, the jokes are political or, they have like these things that they're very Spanish. And I think this is, in the beginning, it's a bit hard to understand it sometimes. If you're with people on a table and it's loud and they speak fast and they joke. That's, I think, was the hardest thing for me.
I think for me it is when you have like a really theoretical approach. It's like when you learn Spanish at school or have like some basics. Then you think, I went to Argentina and I thought like, I have a pretty decent Spanish. But then when you're in real life talking to people and it comes to real conversation, you have to react in the moment, and it's super difficult.
And what tools have been helpful? I mean, what things do you recommend?
I think trying to speak with like my friends, even though they speak English, like trying to force them to speak to me in Spanish, even though I make mistakes and stuff.
So I didn't take lesson. I had it in high school, but it's really like colors and numbers, like it doesn't really help you. But I think my process was going out to commercial and asking questions, trying. And also a really basic stuff is going to the supermarket. By seeing it in the supermarket because you have the product in front of you, this is easy for everything that is vocabulary, but verbs, it's harder.
I think for like having a base, it's good to like work with apps or even like some language courses or lessons to have like the basic vocabulary. But I think the most efficient way of learning is like just talking to people.
Honestly, just the total immersion is really helpful. So like even when I'm done walking around, I still watch like Spanish shows and stuff like that.
Which Spanish show do you recommend?
I couldn't even tell you the name, but I just kind of throw it on. So
When you go to a place and you ask for something and you don't know the words, do people help you?
Like I think people here are really like helpful, and they're gonna be most of the times like of course there's exceptions, but they're really patient with you and like they help you, so it's cool.
When someone tries to speak Spanish, you're really helpful. I have to say, for example, in Austria, I love Austria, but when you go to Vienna and you struggle with German, then they directly switch to English. And here I feel like people really try to help you with your vocabulary, to understand jokes, and I think that was really helpful for me.
Yes and no, friends, yes. Some people, absolutely, but a lot of people are kind of in a hurry, so it's just difficult to put yourself out there and do that.
The Metro Man, sorry. What about the Metro Man?
The metro and the taxi drivers and everybody are very nice, though. It is a very nice city.
That's for my personal experience, some people here are like don't speak English and they're kind of not getting mad, not at all, but like bored because there is a lot of tourists, so they kind of are used to and tired of it, of doing effort. So sometimes either they're speaking Spanish but like they're again, or they're speaking to me in English when I'm trying to speak Spanish, and that sometimes annoys me because I'm like, hi, I'm trying to, you know, learn.
And what advice would you give to someone who moved to Spain and is trying to learn Spanish?
You have to get out of the international bubble because at the beginning people are very likely to connect with English-speaking people because it's easier, but in the end that's not how you learn very effectively.
Because I think we are all kind of shy to speak with people. It's to speak to yourself. Like that's no, but like just being in your room and trying to have a conversation with someone you imagine and being like, okay, today I'm gonna, I don't know, tell my day, what I did, and I feel super comfortable being alone. But when I'm with people, it's getting so speak to yourself.
Okay. It's in the beginning. It's hard, obviously. You know, where do you find local people? Like, you know, maybe you work somewhere. The first friends I had were my work colleagues, and then obviously there's different language exchanges, tandem. There's so many places where they actually offer language exchanges where you can meet people, or you know, sign up for the gym, sign up for sport, sign up for any classes, like or a course, a creative course, whatever, just to get in touch with local people and really just practice it.
Would you be okay if we switch to Spanish?
Yes, no. I don't know, you can try.
¿Qué recomendación darían de un lugar para ir a comer aquí en España?
Guau, es que no sé, tengo que pensar en uno. Hablo más bien de zonas, ¿vale? A mí me gusta mucho en Madrid la zona de Malasaña, la zona de Chueca, que son zonas que yo creo que hay muchos locales, hay mucho ambiente, hay mucha gente de todos lados.
Especialmente ahora mismo con el tiempo, o sea, el terraceo y tal en Madrid es lo que más mola aquí, la verdad.
¿Les gusta España?
Oh, I would say the Parque El Richo. Did I say that right? Did I say that right?
¿Te gusta España?
Sí, me encanta España.
¿Qué es lo que más te gusta de aquí?
Me gusta irme de fiesta y también me gusta la gente y la comida también.
Me gusta comer aquí.
¿Cuál es tu comida favorita?
Pienso que es jamón.
¿Tu comida favorita?
Sí. Tapas, muy favorita. Y pizza. Yeah, sí.
The tortillas. Is that right?
Yeah.
Tortilla.
Sí.
Paella.
Paella, perfecto. ¿Qué es lo primero que le viene a la mente cuando piensan en los estadounidenses?
Creo que tienen un concepto como que aquí todo es juerga y aquí también trabajamos.
¿Y de la comida qué piensan?
¡Hombre! Eso no se discute.